Once upon a time in the small town of Hollowbrook, a widowed father named Thomas lived with his teenage son, Ethan. It had been 4 years since the untimely death of Ethan's mother under mysterious circumstances, leaving a void in their lives that they struggled to fill. Ever since that tragic day, Ethan had been behaving strangely. He would often sneak out of the house in the dead of night, causing his father to worry. Thomas suspected that his son's late-night escapades were related to teenage rebellion or perhaps even a secret love interest. One moonlit night, as Thomas was doing the laundry, he noticed something chilling, a small, crimson stain on Ethan's shirt. Panic gripped his heart, and he feared the worst. Confronting his son seemed inevitable now. He needed answers to the questions that plagued his mind. The following evening, Thomas summoned the courage to confront Ethan about the blood-stained shirt. They sat in the dimly lit living room, tension thick in the air. Thomas's voice quivered as he spoke.
"Ethan, I found something disturbing in your shirt pocket. What's going on? Are you in some kind of trouble?"
Ethan hesitated, his eyes darting away. His voice, barely above a whisper, responded.
"I never wanted you to find out, Dad, but the truth is, I'm not entirely human."
Thomas's heart skipped a beat, and his mind raced to make sense of what he had just heard. Could this be some cruel prank? Or was Ethan's grief over his mother's death playing tricks on his mind? Ethan continued, his voice trembling with an eerie calmness.
"When Mom died, something inside me awakened. I've been trying to control it, to keep it hidden. But the monster within me grows stronger each day."
Thomas couldn't believe what he was hearing. Fear mingled with grief as he looked at his son, struggling to comprehend the horrifying revelation.
"Ethan, what are you saying? What kind of monster are you?"
Ethan's eyes glowed with an otherworldly intensity as he explained his dark origins. It seemed that when his mother passed away, a dormant curse from her bloodline had been passed down to him. He had inherited the ability to transform into a terrifying creature, a hybrid of man and beast. Ethan had been using his nightly excursions to appease his monstrous instincts, preying on unsuspecting victims to satisfy his ravenous hunger. Thomas recoiled in horror, his mind filled with conflicting emotions. He loved his son, but the revelation of his monstrous nature struck fear deep into his heart. In that moment, a sinister thought took hold, a desperate plan to protect the world from the monster his son had become. As the midnight hour approached, Thomas prepared himself, armed with a silver dagger, believed to be the only weapon capable of ending Ethan's cursed existence. His heart ached, tears streaming down his face, as he confronted his own flesh and blood. The room grew cold as the moon reached its zenith, casting an ethereal glow upon the scene. Ethan's transformation began, a grotesque metamorphosis into a monstrous creature. With every passing moment, he grew larger, his fangs protruding and his claws sharpening. Thomas raised the dagger, tears blurring his vision, and with a heavy heart, he plunged it into his son's chest. Ethan let out a blood-curdling scream, his monstrous form reverting to that of a lifeless body. In the aftermath, grief consumed Thomas, his soul shattered by the unimaginable loss. As the years passed, the townsfolk of Hollowbrook whispered rumors about a grieving father driven to madness. The tragedy of that night became the stuff of legends, a chilling tale told to warn children of the dangers lurking within their own blood. But the story doesn't end there. On the anniversary of Ethan's death, Thomas returned to his son's grave, seeking solace in the dark hours of the night. As he stood there, whispering apologies into the wind, a low growl echoed from beneath the earth. A cold hand emerged, followed by a monstrous figure, an older, more powerful version of Ethan. The curse that had bound him to darkness was unbroken, and his thirst for vengeance burned like a raging inferno. With a sinister smile, Ethan whispered,
"Father, you should have known. Some monsters cannot be killed."
And in that moment, the true horror of their shared fate unfolded, sealing Thomas's grisly demise and forever binding their souls in an eternal dance of darkness. Legend has it that their tortured spirits still haunt the town of Hollowbrook, forever locked in a cycle of tragedy and terror, a chilling reminder of the horrors that lie hidden beneath the facade of ordinary life.